So what actually did happen? Did they all take the gold of their wives' jewelry? So we find out that the wives refused. So the men all donated their own jewelry, their own wealth. So we have been reading in the last couple of weeks, we have been reading the detailed instructions on how to build a sanctuary, how to build a portable temple with, instructions down to the inch, how to make the walls and how to make the menorah and how to make the table and how to make the altar and how to make the curtains and how to make the ark and the covering of the ark and the cherubs on the ark, all the details. And then the clothing that the Kohen has to wear, that the priest has to wear, and then the special clothing that the high priest has to wear. Minute details, even down to the snaps that held it all together, the hooks. Now, in this week's portion, the Torah gives a very detailed account of how much was actually spent on this project. How much gold, how much silver, how much copper, how much wood, how much furs and materials. It's like all through the entire construction, there was a bookkeeper. There was a CPA keeping track of every dollar spent. And Moshe gives a report to God exactly how much gold, how the weight and the value, how much gold, how much silver, how much copper. There isn't much instruction in this. And what is this teaching us? To know the exact amounts and the exact. Well, there's only one major lesson. You have to account for every expense and for every ounce of gold and for every ounce of silver. You would think in the service of God, you can be a little reckless, overspend. Don't keep track, just spend until you're done. After all, you got God on your side. It's not how it works. Wasteful is sinful. So the Torah makes a very strong point, dedicating a whole portion of the Torah to the accounting. That's an important lesson right there. Be responsible. Spend responsibly, even when you're building a house for God. It obviously brings up the question, where did all this gold come from? They were wandering in a desert, in a wilderness. Where was all this gold from? The question becomes even bigger when we know that just a few days earlier, well, a few months earlier, they had made a golden calf, which used up a lot of gold. Now, when they come to build a Mishkan, to build a tabernacle, they've got more gold? Where did this come from? So in the story of the golden calf, we're told that Aaron tried to delay the rebellion because Moshe was late and the people were impatient. Aaron knew that Moshe would show up in a few hours, so he tried to delay it. The best way to delay it is to say, if you want to celebrate other gods, we're going to need some gold. So ask your wives for their jewelry. He thought that should take at least a week to convince your wife to give up the jewelry for. But somehow, in the passion of this sin, they got the gold together quickly, much faster than Aaron had anticipated. So Aaron took the gold and wrapped it all up and threw it into the fire. Another delaying tactic. But the gold all melted into the shape of a cow. So, what actually did happen? Did they all take the gold of their wives' jewelry? So, we find out that the wives refused. So, the men all donated their own jewelry, their own wealth. Now, when it comes to building the Mishkan, the women donated their jewelry, which was probably a lot more than the men's jewelry, and it was enough to build the entire Mishkan. We're also told that there is the finest gold, the most expensive gold, that even the men, in their passion to make the golden calf, would not part with that gold. It's like they were willing to give their 18 karat gold, but not their 24 karat gold. So the most precious gold they kept on their body, in their bosom pocket. That's when they were building the golden calf. But when it came to building the Mishkan, they donated that gold as well. So the Mishkan was built mostly from the women's jewelry and from the finest gold that the men would not spend on the golden calf. Now, in the mystical world, gold represents love. Gold and silver are love and fear. They're both precious, gold and silver, just as love and fear are precious. The love of God and the fear of God. But it's interesting that when it came to the gold, which is the love, the men's gold somehow was sinfully dedicated or contributed towards sin. In other words, gold can also be sinful. Love can become corrupt. If love is out of control, it becomes negative. Unholy love, very common. Not so common that fear should become unholy. Fear of God does not get corrupted easily. Love of God can. And that's why you have to have both gold and silver, right? They always go together. All your gold and silver. Because the silver, the fear of God, protects the love from becoming abused or corrupted. When a person indulges in love, it can very easily lead astray and include love that doesn't belong. Fear is more reliable. Fear of God keeps the love where it belongs and doesn't let it wander, doesn't let it get corrupted. So, what do we see? The love that is corruptible did become corrupt in the men, but not the women. The women would not allow their gold to be used for the golden calf. In other words, their love never spilled over into a foreign love or inappropriate love. Whereas the men's love spilled over. It's like they felt a very strong love for God or for Moshe. And when Moshe was late, that love had to go somewhere, and it went where it was inappropriate. So what do we learn from this? Women are more reliable in their love. Men are more reliable in their fear. The fear of God is more reliable in men, and the love of God is more reliable in women. We also learn that even in men, where love is corruptible, it's only the external love, the social love. The truly intimate love never strays, never gets corrupted, and is never contributed towards sin. So the love of God is not corruptible if you're talking about the inner love. Only the external love can become corrupt. So the result was that the women's gold or the women's love never got corrupted. And even among the men, the finest gold, the most personal, intimate gold, also never got corrupted. So now, what was the Mishkan built from? What was the tabernacle made from? Gold that was never corrupted. We have a Sunday night program for VIPs that you might be interested in. It's informal, it's questions and answers, it's conversation. It's really relaxed, it's really pleasant, enjoyable, informative, and kind of community-like. It's a Sunday night program, there's a Wednesday morning program for the VIPs, and there's a Wednesday night program. All of it just conversation, casual, laid back, unscripted. So join us, take a look, click the link below, and see which of the three suits you best, and join us for some enjoyable conversation. If you enjoyed this conversation or this topic, and you're looking for more information, or you want to hear it again from another angle, there is a way to do that, and that is in this book. It's all there. Order it from Amazon. You can read it, reread it, and share it.